Hi everyone, I'm Exodus and welcome to my first YouTube video where I will be examining all of the rogue cards in the Madness of the Darkmoon Faire expansion. It will be the first installment in my first YouTube playlist where I will be examining every single card in the Madness of the Darkmoon Faire expansion, and it will be a precursor to later on where after the cards have been out for a few weeks, I will go back and we will see just how right or wrong I was about some of these cards. The first legendary of the rogue class, which is Tenwu of the Red Smoke. It is a 2 mana 3/2 battle cry. Return a friendly minion to your hand. It costs 1 this turn. So what should be noted number 1 is you do not get the cast reduction if you do not cast it again that turn, which could be good or bad depending. I mean, it's pretty much always bad in terms of tempo, but sometimes it could, in theory, not matter as much. The first thing that comes to mind when I think of using this card is for Rogue would be Yondis, getting to tempo out a second Yondis for potentially the combo would be 8 mana in a single turn, playing Jaundice and then Tenwu and then Jaundice again. You get 4 5/5s, or you get 4 2-drop or 4 5 drops, 4 5 drops, a 2/1 and a 3/2 for 8 mana. That's not bad. 2 of the 5 drops die instantly, but honestly, that's probably okay. Overall, this card seems decent. It's not a must craft, but I'm sure it's going to be run. The reason I chose to start with Rogue is because the Rogue's actually currently the only class that I have Golden, even though I've been playing Hearthstone for years. And yeah, I definitely see this card seeing some play. I don't think it's like crazy OP. It's probably going to be like a 4-star card, I think. Maybe 3 stars out of 5. The second rogue legendary this expansion is a 6 mana 5/7 Grand Empress Shakzara Battlecry. Discover a card in your deck and draw all copies of it. So, at worst, it might hit a couple 3 1-ofs and you just draw 1 card. That's honestly not great, but at best, this card can potentially pull out several copies of, say, Ticketmaster, which is another card coming out in this set that we'll talk about later. If you ever dump cards with Togwaggle Scheme into your deck, then Shakzara can help you pull all those cards out. So Shakzara, honestly, she seems like a very interesting card. I'm excited to try playing her. I don't think she's going to be insanely OP. I think it's just a good card that's going to be run. Card draw mechanic. It's almost like a Myra's without a downside. So I overall I give that card 4 stars, and it'll definitely see play. And with that, that's the end of the rogue legendaries. So next up, we have a rogue spell, Malevolent Strike. 5 mana, destroy a minion. Costs 1 less for each card in your deck that didn't start there. So that goes along more with the Togwaggle Scheme plan with Shakzara, as well as Ticketmaster, like I said earlier. But basically, Malevolent Strike is at worst an assassinate that eventually costs less. Rogue is pretty easy to get cards into your that didn't start there. So I see this card being discounted often. How often is it going to be 0 mana having 5 cards in your deck that didn't start there? That's a little bit harder to tell. So overall, I'd say this card isn't great. Honestly, I give it like 1 or 2 stars. I don't think it's going to see play at all. Next up is the rogue spell Cloak of Shadows. 3 mana, give your hero stealth for 1 turn. Now, this card is just overall not great because it's similar to Ice Block slash some in terms of mana cost and stalling, except for you can still die. It doesn't make you immune for a turn when you're about to die. As we learned when, say, we used to run the Death Knights back in the Frozen Throne expansion, Valir would make you stealth and it would buy you a turn, but yeah, I don't foresee it working that much. Occasionally it buys you a turn. It'll probably be run in some decks, but I think it's like probably just a meme deck slash something you randomly generate and maybe use. It'll have its moments, but I think it's probably just like a 2-star card. Next, we actually have the only secret Rogue got in this set, but Rogue did get a single secret, Shadow Clone. 2 mana, secret. After a minion attacks your hero, summon a copy of it with stealth. So it's essentially a mirror entity, except for it's not when someone just casts a spell. Instead, it's whenever something attacks your hero. So that's a little bit rough. It requires them hitting your face, and if the player's smart, they can play around it really easily, and oftentimes you're just going to end up with some really garbage minion that's stealthed. And so, yeah, I'm not a fan of this. There are other rogue secrets that are better. I don't think this card's going to see much play. I hope I get proven wrong, honestly, because the Naruto fan of me loves the idea of being able to use Shadow Clone Jutsu. But yeah, Shadow Clone, straight up, just like a, I don't even know, mate. It's just an average card. It's okay. It's being printed, but whatever. Next up, we have Prize Plunderer. 1 mana, 2/1 combo. Deal 1 damage to a minion for each other card you've played this turn. So, what essentially it does is it's obviously a board swingy turn. You play it with with a few other cards, and then you drop the Prize Plunderer to hopefully kill a minion and swing the board. I actually do think this card will be useful. However, it is a little bit awkward to play sometimes. So for this one, honestly, I just feel like I feel like we're gonna have to wait and see how it performs once the expansion comes out. But my initial reaction to this card is that it's a 3-star card that's just, it's decent, but it's only gonna see some play. I don't think it's going to be crazy popular. Finally, moving on to the card that I mentioned twice. 3 mana, or it's called Ticketmaster. 3 mana, 4/3, Death Rattle. Shuffle 3 tickets into your deck. When drawn, summon a 3/3 plush bear. Now, this card can be deemed bad because it's a Death Rattle, so sure, it doesn't have instant effects. However, you shuffle 3 tickets into your deck. You can know Rogue has lots of ways to shuffle more things in your deck. You shuffle a few tickets into your deck. Suddenly, number 1, your Malevolent Strike is 0 mana if you're running it, which honestly you're probably not. But 2, then Grand Empress Shakzara comes out, and you just suddenly summon a board of 3/3s, and now essentially what just happened. Oh, and also you draw, because each ticket will draw you a card. So suddenly you play a 6 mana, summon a board of 3/3s. So suddenly it's a 6 mana Sociologist Militia that also drew you cards. So it's like, okay, that's pretty good. And so because of that, I feel like this card is actually going to see some play. I don't know how good it's going to be, but I think it's going to see some play. And so, yeah, I give Ticketmaster 4 stars. All right, next up, we have Sweet Tooth. It is a 2 mana, 3/2, Corrupt, gain +2 attack and stealth. Now, this is the only Corrupt card that Rogue is getting this expansion. For those of you that don't know, Corrupt is the new keyword that Blizzard is introducing this expansion. What Corrupt does is you have to have that card in your hand, and then you need to play a card that costs more than the corruptible card. So, you draw a corruptible card, then you play a card that costs more than the corruptible card, and that corrupts your card, and then it gains that extra effect. So if it's corruptible still, you haven't corrupted it. But anyways, so yeah, Corrupt, gain +2 attack and stealth. So essentially it's a 2 mana 3/2 that you have to wait until you've played at least a 3-drop in order to make it a 2 mana 5/2 with stealth. So that's the way you look at it, is that it's a late, you can't play it on turn 2. Unless you play it as a 3/2. 2 mana, 5/2 with stealth. Honestly, I don't think it's that great of a card. I was really disappointed with the Corrupt keyword as a whole of this expansion. That will definitely be noticed throughout this series as I look at other cards for the different classes. However, some of the corrupted cards did actually get some good abilities. Like, I do like some of the corrupt cards. I just felt like Rogue didn't really get anything this expansion. And so yeah, Sweet Tooth, I give it 1 star. I don't think it's good. Next up, we have Swindle, 2 mana spell. It's draw a spell, combo, and a minion. That's pretty good. We got the Rogue keyword in there, you know. So if you manage to combo it, it's 2 mana, draw 2. So it's like an Arcane Intellect, except for you're going to draw 1 spell and 1 minion. That's actually not bad. I think Swindle could have some use. I don't think it's necessarily going to be run often. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe with some form of like some form of deck with the new old gods that are coming out this expansion. But yeah, I give Swindle 4 stars. All right, and then finally, the last rogue card this expansion, Foxy Fraud, 2 mana, 3/2, Battlecry. Your next combo card this turn costs 2 less. So this is essentially a 0 mana combo activator that gives you a body because your next combo card costs 2 less. So it's a 0 mana combo activator that gives you a 3/2 body. I think that's actually decent. It'll have a lot of uses. I actually like this card a lot. I understand that it's not crazy. It's not going to do too much. Maybe with it adds to your Edwin a little bit. But I think it is going to be useful. It's a little bit of tempo. It also activates a lot of the cards within the rogue class, and so I say Foxy Fraud's a 4-star card, and I think it's going to see play. And that's it for the rogue cards. Yeah. Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and check out my Twitch channel in the description. If you agreed with anything I said, or maybe didn't agree, please make sure to let me know in the comments. Other than that, I'm Exodus, and I hope you have a great day.